Hello, Petrels. Congratulations on your commencement. This past year has been especially challenging, as I'm sure this is not how you pictured your final year at Oglethorpe. But you made it, and we are so proud of what you've accomplished. My name is Stephen Johnson, class of 2018, and president of the Young Alumni Club. I'm thrilled to be the first to welcome you to the Oglethorpe University Alumni Association. As a way to say congratulations, we are excited to give each of you 2 celebratory gift boxes, one from the Alumni Office and one from the Office of Career Development. We hope this helps get you started on your professional journey, wherever that may take you. You will be presented these gifts at commencement. For those who cannot attend in person, please keep an eye out for these in the mail. Wishing you all the best commencement, and I hope to see you soon at the next alumni event.
Hello all, and welcome to your virtual commencement rehearsal. My name is Dr. Karen Schmeichel. Some of you may know me from the Natural Sciences Division as I'm a biology professor, but I'm also going to be functioning this year as your university marshal to help everything go smoothly on the day of your commencement. Let me be the first to just say yahoo and congratulations to you all. You're very close to putting a fine point on your time at Oglethorpe and really taking time to look back and see how much you've actually accomplished. So it's my honor and privilege to be working with you on this day. The reason for this rehearsal is that on a day like this, there are many moving parts, and we all have to do our part to pay attention to make sure that this happens efficiently and respectfully for everybody involved. So I'm asking you to be patient with me and actually go through this rehearsal, because I think there are some things in here you haven't thought about, and knowing about them is going to give you that much more preparation and give you a chance to really enjoy this day. Now, as you may know, we are hosting 2 graduation ceremonies, one on May 22nd for the class of 2021, and one on the following day, which is a Sunday, to celebrate, albeit belatedly, the accomplishments of the class of 2020. Before we get into all of the details of what you'll need to be considering, know that any questions you might have about commencement can be answered simply by emailing commencement@oglethorpe.edu. All right, let's get started. Just know that ceremonies, both Saturday and Sunday, are both slated to begin at 9 o'clock, and both ceremonies will take the better part of 2 hours. So this is important to think about as you're getting ready for that day, and we'll be talking about some of the things you can do to make sure that you stay comfortable and safe and alert during that time. Also know that both of these ceremonies will occur rain or shine. Now, if there's very severe weather, that might cause a delay, or it may cause us to move off of the quad out of the ceremony to take cover until it's safe to come back. And we'll know more of this closer to the day, and you will be instructed to make changes as is necessary. The actual ceremony is being set up on the upper quad between Hearst and Lupton Hall. It's all set up so that we're all properly socially distanced, and so that we can get through our ceremonies with the most safety precautions possible. Now, on that day, it gets a little bit hairy, and you may forget things or panic a little bit, so it's good to know who to look for and who to ask for. So again, I am Dr. Schmeichel. I am your marshal, your university marshal. I am in the know about lots of stuff and can help point you in the right direction. But of course, Dean Hall, who's our Vice President of Campus Life, and our Dean Williams, who is the Dean of Students. They will also be behind the scenes helping us out as well. So some of you who are more familiar with them will feel comfortable reaching out, and they're ready to do what it takes to get you in the right direction so that you can enjoy your day. Additionally, there will be staff members that have been enlisted to help out on this day, doing a variety of activities. There will be some help with parking. There will be some pointing out of signs, telling you you look marvelous, all of these things. So if someone comes up to you in a bright yellow polo shirt with an Oglethorpe logo on it, these are people that are there to help you. So please feel free to ask them any question, and if they don't know exactly, they know who to ask, and how to get your circumstances taken care of. No problem. Let's go and move on to things to think about as you're getting ready for the big day. And the first thing that you need to think about is what you're going to wear. Now, I'm going to remind you, perhaps this is your first time wearing a robe or it's been a while, but you know that these are generally made out of polyester. So it's kind of like wearing a sheath of plastic over you. And on a late weekend in May, the temperatures, even at 9 o'clock in the morning, can start to get quite warm. So I want you to think about what you're going to wear in terms of being comfortable and also being safe. So for those of you who are thinking about wearing slacks and a button shirt or a blouse or something like that, make sure they're light and breathable. Likewise, if you are thinking about wearing a dress, you certainly are going to want to think about something that's appropriate for the temperature. This is a formal affair, so you want to use your best fashion sense here to make this look like you tried. So make sure you're wearing shoes that are respectful and that are going to allow you to literally put your best foot forward. And that includes thinking about sandals. The platform that you're going to walk across when you get your diploma is going to be hollow. And so any sandals that flip or flop are going to make a lot of noise, and that might cause the audience to be looking at your feet rather than at you. So really think about wearing sensible shoes, but yet ones that are appropriate for the formality of the occasion. So to that extent, just to put a fine point on it, no jeans, no shorts, no sneakers, no t-shirts with graphic designs on them, no casual sandals like flip-flops. And I also want to warn you against fancy shoes that might not do so well as you are walking. And this gets to that safety point. If you're wearing shoes with very pointy heels, they can tend to sink into grass and get stuck. And either that might cause you to trip, that could cause you to stumble, or to bring attention on yourself in a way that you don't want. So I'm going to warn you off of those heels, even though they're so pretty, warn you off of those really high heels that might get caught in the grass and also might be hard to walk on as you navigate up the platform ramps and across the platform. So again, be sensible here. They can be pretty shoes, they can be elegant shoes, but make sure you've worn them before and make sure that you can navigate these irregular surfaces that you're going to be confronted with. I also want to emphasize that when you come on the day of your graduation, we are not convening inside. There will be no inside storage. So because of that, I cannot emphasize enough that don't bring anything with you that you can't carry on your person. In fact, those of you who tend to carry bags with you everywhere, no purses are allowed. There will be no place to store them, and you certainly don't want to carry them over your shoulder with all of your regalia and your various cords and things of that nature. What I usually do is I get a small pocket-sized crossbody bag that I put, my must-have keys, maybe my phone in, and I wear it under my gown to try and minimize it so it's not very bulky and so you can't see it with photographs. So again, that's kind of the minimum thing. Use your pockets to carry your things, but don't carry any purses. All right, so this is going to be a joyous day. Finally, we get to celebrate so much. Some of you may want to frolic around the quad in bare feet, but please don't do that. This is not a good idea. Safety is a premium here, and although your feet, when they're bare, might be a beautiful attribute, we don't want you to step on anything sharp. We don't want you to trip on a concrete sidewalk, and we certainly don't want your feet to get burned as you go across the platform. And that certainly is the case in late May with the sun beating down. Those platform surfaces can be very warm, and you might spend a little bit of time there as you navigate with your diploma. Also, don't go commando. Again, maybe a way that you might want to celebrate your big day, but think of the other people around you, and let's not do that. Let's also think about how we hydrate in the morning. Certainly if it's warm, you're going to want to have just enough liquid in your body to manage the morning's activities, but you do not want to overhydrate because once the ceremony gets started, you won't have an opportunity to use the restrooms. We will have restrooms available as you line up. We'll encourage you to take care of that before we proceed into the area for the ceremony. But once we are launched, it is not appropriate to get up and walk to the bathroom and come back. We want you to be ready when your name is called. You are expected as graduates to report at 8 a.m. to campus. When you come to campus, you'll have to leave time for parking, and there will be time in the regular areas in front of the sports complex, behind the library, next to some of the dorms. There will be signs to help you and your family navigate as you arrive, but make sure you're giving some buffer to park and walk to our staging area, which will be right in front of Lowry Hall or Weltner Library on the quad side. Note that our staging area is going to be on the grass, and so that's another reason why you might want to think about your shoe choice. You don't want to ruin any of your shoes that might get wet with dew and get slippery or something like that. Just be really thoughtful about your shoe choices. Now, once you get there, you have a couple of things that you have to do. There's a card that you will need to pick up that is essential for the activities that are going to happen on the stage, and that's how we are going to know that you're there. Only graduates will be allowed in the staging area, and I will use my loud and booming voice regularly to give you instructions. And it's important that you be within shouting distance so you can hear any of the last minute instructions. You'll also have to get breakfast on your own. COVID is really killing any plans we had to provide you with a lovely breakfast while we get all dolled up in our regalia, but make sure you have enough in your tummy so that you can last until about noon. We'll use the report time at 8 a.m. not just to line you up, but also to make final adjustments with your cap and your gown. Now, this card that we talked about is very important. It's going to have your name. There's going to be a number on it, and it will indicate what row you are sitting in with a letter. We will have materials set up on the lawn for you to find your row letter and for you to get in the proper alphabetical order. The order that we get you into in the staging area is the one that needs to persist throughout the entire ceremony. So I'll probably get a little noisy about those rules and making sure that everybody understands what they need to do. Some of you may be lined up next to people who need to spend some time on the graduation platform or with the Oglethorpe singers. So if that's the case, you're going to want to know who your neighbors are in case you need to leave them space during the procession. Now, let's talk about what your family is going to be doing while you're in the staging area. The seating, and I'll show you a chart in just a little bit, but the seating is going to be set up that your family is going to be in pods of 3. When you RSVP'd, you were able to indicate up to 3 guests. And of course, the pods that are going to be set up on the quad are going to be in groups of 3 as well. As your family can come and claim a pod of seats as soon as they would like. So as soon as they drop you off at your staging area, the seating for families is going to be on a first come, first serve basis. We encourage that you get your family to arrive and get in place by no later than 8:45. If they come after that, they will be waylaid until everyone has processed into the graduation area, and then they can take their seats after that. But really try and get them to be in place by 8:45. All right, let's talk about your caps and gowns. These are coming in the mail. So you know in order for them to be delivered, they're going to be all folded up with significant numbers of creases. So once you get your cap and gown, please take it out of the package immediately. Shake it out. If you're really motivated, go ahead and bring a warm iron to it to get some of those really angular folds out of there. And maybe even hang it in a bathroom where it can continue to get some steam that release some of those wrinkles so it doesn't look like you had a very hasty preparation the morning of your ceremony. Okay, if for some reason you haven't received your cap and gown, again, this is a reason to email us at commencement@oglethorpe.edu. Your cap will come with a tassel on it, and as we're in the staging area, the tassel will be situated on the right side, right dangling in front of your right tassel. The reason for this is multifold. This is the tradition, but it is also going to conform with the way we progress you across the platform so that that tassel doesn't obscure your beautiful face as you receive and collect your diploma and process across the stage. So again, as you are staging, the tassel is going to be on the right. There will be a moment at which all graduates are asked to move their tassel ceremoniously to the left, and you will do so when you are instructed. Let's also talk about the positioning of our caps. Okay, the picture on the left here indicates that your cap should be parallel to the ground. Okay, so it looks a little bit dorky, I know, but your cap and the mortarboard on top should be in the same orientation to terra firma beneath you. You should not wear your cap tilted way back on your head. While this might show off some of the decorations on your mortarboard, it will continue to tug at you and you'll be so distracted by this and potentially it will fall off as you are walking across the platform. So make sure, again, you are situating your cap on your head. Feel free to use bobby pins or other hair clips to really secure it in place. Then it's done. You don't have to worry about it. There will be other types of regalia that you may wear for this. Some of you are involved in honorary societies or fraternities. And just to let you know, any Oglethorpe University sanctioned organization that is offering additional bling for you to wear during your graduation is totally appropriate. Medals, pins, stoles, cords, other insignia, all fine as long as it's Oglethorpe related. In the staging area, we will continue to hand out additional cords for Latin honors. This is, of course, in celebration of exceptional GPAs. Cum laude graduates will be given a white cord. Those who are graduating magna cum laude will have a silver cord handed out to them, and those of you who are graduating with a summa cum laude will get a gold cord. And again, these will be handed out during staging. Those of you who are completing an honors thesis will also be hooded during the ceremony by your mentors. We're still figuring out the final decisions on where this is going to happen, but be sure that we will use best social distancing practice to do this. Let's talk a little bit about where to go and when to sit. Just know you can always look to me or the staff volunteers to direct you at all times. We will be giving you instructions or maybe giving you a certain look in our eye to direct you where you need to go. You will be sitting at the front of the quad and you will fill in as you process in. You will fill in rows from the front to the back. You are the first ones into the ceremony, but there are other individuals who will be filing behind you. So it's essential that you remain standing until everyone is in. The platform party is the last set of people to come in, and you will know it's time to sit when President Ladani comes to the lectern and bids the entire audience to be seated. As you are filing into your seats, you will notice that there is a lovely gift bag waiting there for you. It will be under your seat. These are gifts from SGA, from the Alumni Relations Office, and from the Career Development Office. We ask that you leave these bags untouched under the chair through the duration of the ceremony and collect them when it's time to recess at the end of the ceremony. The reason for this is that any of the wrapping or any of the distractions that come from taking the materials out of the bag will be subdued if you wait for later. So again, please put your excitement aside and know that you'll have time afterwards to see what this present is. And know for your friends who are not able to attend graduation ceremonies that their presents will be mailed to them separately. All right. We talked about the ceremony as lasting the better part of 2 hours. It's going to be very tempting to use your phone to share your experience with friends and family who are not able to join you. But please, 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 come prepared to use best cell phone usage. No talking or texting, right? Turn your ringer off. Make sure your phone is not going to have any sounds that are disruptive to the ceremony, the speakers, your peers around you, or the families that have been waiting for this day for a very long time. This is a very hard ask, I know, because we're so married to our cell phones, especially on such a celebratory day. But know that your behavior matters here, and you really want to keep your interactions with your cell phone at a minimum, especially as it impacts the people around you. On this slide, we see kind of a schematic of generally what the upper quad is going to look like on your day. The audience will be facing Peachtree Road. The library will be at your backs. And I hope you can see that there is a route that's signified that goes in a particular direction from the Lupton side to the Hearst side. I've indicated it here by an arrow. So just know that your job is, when called, to go up a ramp on the right side of the presentation platform, to move across the platform, and then to go down a ramp on the left side, and to do so until all the graduates are finished. So this is often kind of nerve-wracking because all eyes are on you, but many people have done it before you, and you're going to be just fine. Let's talk into the weeds here a little bit and just talk about what you're going to be carrying. When you go on the stage, you will be receiving a diploma cover. The actual diploma will not be inside. The diploma has been mailed to you at the address that you indicated on your Eventbrite RSVP. That's okay. We don't need the diploma today. Once it comes in the mail, you'll have the cover and you can marry them two together and display them on your bookshelf. But know that the actual program that the audience will have will indicate a lot of the academic accolades that would otherwise be signified by your diploma. So everyone's going to know about all of your hard work. The diplomas, they will be mailed out, and if for some reason there is a problem, a typographical error or something of that nature, the hub and the registrar's office is ready to fix that and make sure your diploma that you put in your cover is exactly how you want it to be. Let's talk a little bit about what that's going to look like in terms of receiving this diploma cover. As we talked about, there are going to be ramps on either side of the stage. You will enter a ramp on the right side and pick up a diploma cover on the table. So it'll be a contactless transfer of that material. That you will find your way up to the stage, and you will find another table. On this table, you will place your 3x5 card with your name and other information. Provost Chandler, Associate Provost Chandler, will be standing by that table and using that card to announce you as you walk across the stage from the Lupton side to the Hearst side. When Dr. Chandler reads your name, you will walk across the platform. You will greet both Associate Provost Chandler and President Ladany with a eye gaze, a head nod, maybe an elbow bump, no handshaking, and during this time, your mask should remain on. This is kind of problematic, I'm sure, for you and your families who really want to see that big smile underneath as we celebrate this event. There will be 2 photo opportunities, one of which will be mask off. So again, Oglethorpe has hired professional photographers that will be making 2 photographs to share with you and your family. The first one, which again will be mask on, will be you holding your diploma next to President Ladany. You will then walk across the stage, come down the ramp, and the next professional photographer will be waiting to take your picture after you have come down the exit ramp. You will be instructed at that time to remove your mask and to smile and focus on making it the best picture ever. Try to not be distracted. Try and look right at the camera so that you can have a really beautiful picture. Note that your family members will not be allowed around the graduation platform. So what we're recommending is that to get those really unique photos that are going to be in your family's home for years to come, you should make a time with your family or friends to come on campus, maybe a day or two before your ceremony, to take photographs without your mask on, in your favorite places on campus. You can add those to the 2 photos that Oglethorpe will supply going forward. This is an opportunity for us to clarify how important it is for us to know who's coming to the graduation ceremonies. If you have not yet RSVP'd for yourself or for your family, please do so now. Email commencement@oglethorpe.edu. We have just a few spaces that we can use to accommodate latecomers, but we need to know as soon as possible, especially given COVID restrictions. If last minute on the day of commencement you find out you are not coming, you need to email me personally, as I will be there putting people into place and trying to figure out how many students to go into each row. So please know that your RSVP matters for us to make this event work for everyone. Sometimes life happens, Atlanta and traffic, you might be late. Your RSVP is in, but something happens and you are not able to make it to that 8 o'clock time. Just know that if you've RSVP'd, there will be a seat for you. However, if you arrive late, you will not come in with your peers. You will have to wait until after the procession has completed, and you will be seated out of order at the back of the graduates. But so we can make it happen. Just as long as we know that you're there, and we'll be looking out for latecomers. Know that when you get to the ramp coming up to the platform, the graduation platform, you will have to let me know your name and let me know that you're late, so that I can indicate to the associate provost that we are going out of alphabetical order. That's actually really important. Okay, well, we're almost done. Now we're going to talk about what happens at the end of the ceremony, otherwise known as getting out of Dodge. The thing that's tricky here is that although you guys came in first into the graduation area, you will be the last ones to exit from that. In fact, everyone who comes in will file out in reverse order. This is where you need to pay attention to the volunteers. They will keep you on track, but just know everything is going to be in reverse order. The most tempting thing will be that when we're leaving or when the ceremony is over, you're just going to want to bolt out of there. But to complete the ceremony properly, we are going to get the platform party off first, followed by the faculty and then the students. So don't race off, do the full recession, and watch myself and staff volunteers for what to do when. You will process now towards the library, and music will play until the last graduate has left the area. Okay, when you're recessing, let us complete the ceremony, let the music stop. Keep going all the way to the back of the quad and do not stop for photos. Once the recession is complete, we ask that you and your family leave promptly in a way that you've determined before coming into the ceremony. If this is kind of upsetting to you and you feel like you wanted to linger a while and talk to your faculty, I highly encourage you to make plans to come back for Alumni Weekend in the spring right now. The final comment that I wanted to make is to just talk one more time about rain plans. So again, we're going to go through with the commencements, rain or shine. We discourage umbrellas. Administration, faculty, and graduates will not be allowed to bring umbrellas in. In fact, we're asking that you work with your families, especially if the weather looks iffy, to plan for hefty raincoats and things of that nature while you're actually watching the ceremony. We will take heed of severe weather. And so if needed, we will delay or take a pause in the middle of the ceremony if the weather looks very threatening. However, we have done these things in the rain before, and it's okay, right? We'll get over it. We do have some ponchos that are in the basement of Lupton that are enough for the graduates, but again, family and friends will have to manage their own rain gear should it look like that kind of weather is looming. All right, that brings us to the end of your rehearsal video. If you have any additional questions, please send them to commencement@oglethorpe.edu. I look forward to being with you on your big day and hearing you joke and laugh amongst your peers and just really get in that celebration mode that we all really need. Right, so until then, have a terrific May getting ready, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.